glad you're here for Storytime today. Let's take a look at Goldie. Can you tell who she is? She has a beautiful red scarf right here. She's got some beautiful beadwork hanging down. And she has the use of her wings so that she can get around. She's got this marvelous mustache. She's got two little blue ears and a little thing right here on her head. Who do you think she is? You might not know if you've never read the book that we're going to read today. Let's take a look. This book is called The Land of Or, and it's by Katie Mullaly and illustrated by Toby Allen. You can look right here. You can see that main character. He's going to be our tour guide through the Land of Or. And if you look right here and then you look at Goldie, do they look similar? They do. It's so fun dressing Goldie up, and she loves it so much. Before we get started with our book today, there's a couple of questions that I want you to be thinking about. And I bet you have some experience with them. Okay, when we're making a choice, are the best options, which is another word for choice, are the best options the easiest ones for us to take? Or do they sometimes take a little bit of work? Think about that, okay? Why might that be? Why might we need to work a little hard at something? It does develop that perseverance for you to keep learning and going, and then you can use that on a next task that might be a little more difficult. I will say one thing though. Being untruthful or lying is never the best option. Okay? It destroys trust between you and the people that care about you. So let's kind of see what happens in the Land of Or. Let's go. All right, take a look at this. One super cool thing about this book is I got to meet the author. And she was able to autograph this book for me right here at the bottom. And my kids were with us. And so she put to Riley and Derek. So we have a personalized autographed book in our library. How exciting is that? Do you have any books like that in your home? All right, let's go. Welcome. Welcome, my friend, to a marvelous place, a land where your choices and you can embrace. Learning to choose, unlike never before, is what we will do in this fine Land of Or. Why, you might ask, should I travel on through? You say that you already know what to do. Making good choices is easy, you add. I hardly ever pick ones that are bad. You can see our guide right there, who Goldie is dressed up as. Well, the easiest choices aren't always the best, and the obvious ones might create a big mess. Choosing correctly takes learning and skill, and this Land of Or, it can show you, it will. How good choices are made, you will soon understand as we venture today through Or's canyons and sand. So come along now on this journey with me to learn how important good choices can be. Did you catch that word that was in this book? It said canyons. That's a geographical feature, which is way the land is. And you can see that in this picture. There are high sides and there's a flat area in the bottom. Right now, these people can walk on it, creatures, right? These creatures can walk on it. Sometimes there's water at the bottom of a canyon. It's not always just dry land. Let's see what other geographical features there are in this book. There's plenty. Gather your options. There's one thing you must do before we depart, a critical step to take right at the start. You must gather your options as one in a group, all your options together, bunched up as a troop. I know you may think that there aren't very many. You look and see just a few options, if any. Well, trust me, because that view isn't quite right. There are a whole bunch lying just out of sight. The easiest options take up the most space. They're always right there, staring you in the face. All right, here's Mr. Tour Guide, and here's another creature. And here's their options. They have 1, 2, 3 options. Is that very many? Not really. That's what happens when we go to make a decision. Sometimes we think very fast about it, and there's only 1 or 2 or 3 things that we're like, oh, we could do this, we could do this, we could do this. But if we take the time to think, be like, what can I do? I could do maybe this or this or this or this. And then there seems to be more options. Let's take a look. That's what they're doing. Let's see how many more there are. Oh my goodness. But take a look past them and what is observed. So many options that want to be heard. So first off, let's pause for a second or two to consider the options that want to join you. Then we can begin our trip into these canyons with all of your options here as our companions. Oh my goodness, look at how many there are now. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 4 times as many as we started with, because we started with 3. And 3 times 4 is 12. Taking that time to think about our options really paid off. Ooh. Do you think this is an option? Or is this something else? Let's see. The yabbit. Hang on for a sec. There's a creature to spot. It means to do good, but it often does not. This critter is always here lurking around. It has so much power, but makes not a sound. Watch out for the yabbit, a mischievous one. Its job is the type that will never be done. Look at this geographical feature in this story. Right here. This is called an arch. And you can find them in Utah, in southern Utah. Do you think that you would be brave enough to walk across the top of that arch on the bridge that's created? I don't know. I think I'd try it. At least one time I would try it. The yabbit, you see, it has only one use, to always be near and provide an excuse. When you're lazy and wanting the easy way out, and you'll say, yeah, but it will show up, no doubt. The yabbit presents you with options galore, but never the best ones, of that I am sure. So beware when this rascal shows up on the way, and don't pay attention to what it might say. Right? Sometimes we hear that yabbit in our brain, and it doesn't always come out of our mouth. Sometimes it does. But we have to keep in mind, but the yabbit is trying to hold us back. It's not trying to let us grow and do difficult things and develop strength and perseverance. And those are very, very, very important things. We want to develop strength and perseverance in what we do. That way we can continue going on and growing and doing bigger and better things. The canyon of why. The first stop we come to out here on our quest, on our journey through ore to pick which option's best, is the canyon of why. Ooh, we talked about a canyon. Where you now get to ponder your reasons for bringing each one here to wander. Before we go through and before we can pass, why did I bring you, is what you must ask. Each pick has intention, each one has a why, a purpose that you shouldn't ever deny. See, intention brings with it a small, forceful voice. It's the reason, the why you are making your choice. Look at, they're all here in this canyon. It's got those steep sides and it's got an area in the bottom. Does this one have water in it? This one doesn't have water in it. I do see some plants down here though. That's very interesting. I also like that the author chose to use the words small, forceful voice. Because sometimes when we're feeling brave, or maybe not feeling super brave, and we're trying to make a decision, sometimes our voice is small. But a small voice can still be very, very powerful. So it's important to speak up and use your voice. Let's go. So take just a small moment and study each one. Why did you bring it? And why did it come? If the why is a good one, well, then it can stay and continue along on our travels today. Now comes the time to leave some picks behind and easily go with good reasons in mind. The canyon of why is a tight one indeed, but we can all fit with just options we need. Right? Sometimes some of our options aren't great, right? We don't want our options to be ones that are filled with anger or hate or with the intent to hurt someone else or ourselves. We have to be kind to ourselves and make wise choices. And that's what we did. We chose the wise choices and we're continuing on in our story. What do you see? What do you see right here? What's this geographical feature? Water falling down? That's called a waterfall. You're so smart. You got it. All right. Ooh. But here at the bottom, is this a waterfall down here? No. It says right here what it is. Let's go. The stream of if-then. Our path brings us now to the stream of if-then, a place where we narrow these picks once again. Each choice that we make, it comes with an effect. An outcome could be what you didn't expect. Every if always comes with a then, guaranteed. That's just how it happens, no matter the deed. You must ask of each option that wants to cross now, if I pick you, then what will my future allow? That's a very good consideration. Everything that we do has consequences, good and negative consequences, right? So it's important to think about that. If I do this, then what will happen? If I tell the truth, then will I build trust? Yeah. If I tell a lie, then I will break trust. We do not want that. Okay, we have to be truthful. Don't know what I mean? Well, please let me explain. The effects of your choices will always remain. You can pick what you want, but you must understand the thens of those ifs will be out of your hands. But the person responsible for them is you. Results of your choices are hard to undo. What is the if-then that each one will provide? What outcome will follow it once you decide? Hey, remember the yabbit right here is still in this land to save a bad option that needs to be banned. It's important that we play out those if-thens so that we know that the effects will be a positive one, that it will build that character that we want to build. So before we line up on this bridge here to cross, ask each one, if then, so you know which to toss. But we'll keep the right options with fabulous ends, and together cross over the stream of if-then. Look at them crossing. They're crossing the top of an arch again. Remember, we talked about that in the beginning. And so here's the arch and here's the land bridge on the top that they are walking across. These ones are being left behind and these ones are coming along. So now we're down to, let's count them. Now we're down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We started out with 12 options and now we are down to 5. How many have we gotten rid of? I bet you know. Okay, now we're in the gully of others. The number of options with us has decreased because the ones that are not very good were released. But that isn't the end of how you get to choose. You need to consider if others might lose. In the gully of others is where you now must get rid of the options that may be unjust. Unjust means not fair or not right or unkind. The choices you make don't involve you alone. Who else is affected is what you must own. Would one of your choices leave someone else out? And could it help others if you go about? When we started this gully, it was pretty wide, but now it gets slim as we venture inside. So in order to fit through this gully of others, let go of the picks that are bad for another. As we travel on into this tight canyon slot, the effect of each choice has been given much thought. Because each option's impact is now understood, we can shimmy on out with the ones that are good. Ooh, how many do we have? We have 1, 2, and a third that is being helped up. And we left behind these friends right here. Ooh, I spy that the yabbit is being left behind. Did you spot that in the picture? All right, the best for you. You're almost prepared to know which choice to make, just one step away from the option to take. This should be a breeze now to choose the best one, thanks to our trip and the work that you've done. You've whittled them down from a lot to a few, so now you select just the best for you. We have this friend and we have this friend. I think the other one's right back here. I wonder which one is going to be the best option. Let's see. Which of these options help you achieve great things in your future that you can conceive, which means to think of? Which one will help you to learn and to grow? Thanks to our journey, it's now time to know. Choose the right option, the best you can see, the best one for you, for who you want to be. Join up with your option because you've done well, and together go off hand in hand and excel. You can see that they're joining hands right there. Excel means to go far and do well. Move forward. Although our fun travels have come to an end, know you can always come back here, my friend. This land of ore is forever right here. Tools for good choice making are always near. Journey through often, come see me some more, to pick the best options to always explore. One last vital lesson to share as you leave. Please remember this point and please always believe. Long ago it was said by one so very wise that our choices make up what becomes of our lives. Our lives are the sum of our choices, they say. So be sure to pick the best options each day. The end. And right here on the back cover of here, it has the land that we just traveled through, the valley of options, the Yabbit arches, the canyon of why, the stream of if then, the gully of others, and the best for you. Thank you for joining us today. I'm so glad you enjoyed our story. Did it help to answer your question of, are the easiest options the best one to take? They are not. It's important that we think really hard, think, and we explore all the options and we pick the best one for you that's not going to be harmful to others, and that is going to be truthful. The amazing thing about this author is that she also has resources for you at her website, which is yourinneratlas.com. And then I also have some free resources that are linked at the end here so that your teacher or your parent can go on and they can find those, and you can kind of do some activities that help reinforce the ideas that were found in here and can kind of explore some of those geographical features that we found. Thank you so much for coming on this adventure with us today, and I cannot wait to see you again.